These are special friends, Pastor Alberto and Isabel Rondon. They are in Santo Nino, down in South Cotabato, which is the bottom of Mindanao. He is a minister. They have a church, but they also minister especially to the Tabola tribe. And we visited them, and they've got a wonderful group of people. The Tabola tribe were really funny. They come down from the mountains, and sometimes Pastor has a big sack of used clothing, and just watching them get into that big sack of used clothing on the table, and some of the American clothes that probably fit someone that weighed 300 pounds were being held up by these little tribal people that were about the size of a little fourth grader, even though they were adults. Having young people in the churches dancing before the Lord is a very popular thing in the churches in the Philippines, just praising the Lord in dance. This is me with Pastor Escobar. I included this picture just to show that I do minister sometimes in the Philippines in the form of speaking, but most of the time I'm running around with a camera. That's why you hardly ever see any pictures of me. Here are the excited children showing off their new school supplies. These are 7 of our young people that attended the discipleship training program we had, and they're just getting ready to go into the water for water baptism. This is Levy helping Curtis with the baptism of these 7 young people. This is the river, and to your right the river flows into the ocean. So after the baptism we all went swimming. Sometimes we were in the river, sometimes we were over there at the ocean area. This was Kelsey's baptism. She's the one in the red shirt with the white pants on. She was missing the Saturday before, so when she came back to Kuntilan, we had her a special baptism, followed by a picnic. Visiting this island called Nasingan was a wonderful experience. It was a very small island. We took us about 25 or 30 minutes to get there by a little boat. There was nothing but rock, cement, and buildings on both sides of the little narrow street. That was the only street that went straight from one end of the island to the other. No motorcycles. Everyone on this island are fishermen. We had a film showing. We showed the cross and the switchblade with Pat Boone. Some of you may remember the old cross and switchblade, but we do have it in the Cebuano language, which is really something that everyone is really enjoys because it's in their own language. Sunday morning, Curtis preached and Linda interpreted, and then following the church service we had a short first aid class, and then we traveled by boat back to the main island of Bohol. This is up in one of the tribal mountain villages. Levy and her helpers have brought rice and distributed it here among these people. It's during the rainy season. If you can kind of tell in the background, those are mud puddles. During this time, it's very difficult to get up and down the mountains. There's not much food, and many of them only have one little bowl of rice the entire day. So Levy always tries to find a way to get a motorcycle and go up to the mountainous areas and bring them, rice and some slippers and some canned goods, noodles, things like this. This is Curtis and Pastor Escobar having the ordination service for Pastor Nick. They're ordaining him to be a licensed minister. As you will notice in the background, it says Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day in the Philippines is not like our November Thanksgiving Day. They have a Thanksgiving Day to commemorate the day that they established themselves as a church. So it's a Thanksgiving celebration for each year for the church's anniversary. This is in Contillin. This is their young people there. I saved this photograph for last because this is very special. After many, many years of having to rent buildings, fix them up, and then having the owners say they wanted the building back, we now have a Mission Possible Church in Contillin. Levy and Eddie donated the property right here beside their house. Their house is over on the right-hand side as you're facing the photograph. And they are the ones that made the plans. Levy made the plans, had someone come in and build it. And different ones have helped with donations so that the roof has been put up. We were finally able to get windows put in, the door put in, little porch shelter over the front of it. And we're really excited. We're finally having a church building that's permanent.